Hi, this is Nan. Welcome to my page. I haven't posted a video in quite some time, so I thought I'd give a quick update and as to why I haven't. So since the last video, I've been dealing with some issues with my fingers. So my fingers have started kind of showing signs similar to my toes before I had lost my legs. So there's a little bit of dying skin, like dying tips of my fingers. So we've been going to doctor's appointments a lot and things like that. Got referred to a vascular surgeon who was awesome and wanted to try experimental drug. Well, it's not experimental. It is a drug that's approved for use for lung disease, pulmonary diseases, and what it does is just it's a medication that helps open up your airways and open up, the arteries. And so my doctor thought, hey, let's try this drug. She's tried it out in Montreal on some of her patients who had similar symptoms as me, and they had some positive results. So she told me, like, no guarantees that it will heal what has already happened, but it might prevent it from becoming worse. So in Alberta, for this drug, you have to, in order to get the drug, you have to be admitted into the intensive care unit because there might be like heart symptoms, breathing, respiratory issues. So they want to have a close eye on you. So I went to see my doctor last week, January, I don't know, last Wednesday. Today's January 19th. She said, let me talk to the ICU doctors and see when we can get you in. So I go home, and before I can even change into comfy clothes, I get a call saying there's a bed ready for me and asked me when I could come in. So basically we went right back to the hospital, into the ICU, and found out that they can only administer this drug through a central line, which is not a normal IV. It's not through your peripheral veins, but it's directly into the large artery that leads to your heart. So I've already got one of those on my left side. That's a permanent central line used for dialysis. So they wanted to put a temporary one in my right side. So one of the residents of the ICU, and they do this all the time there, tried to put one into my jugular vein. And unfortunately, the way that my anatomy is, he couldn't get one in. And so they had to send me down to angio to get it put in, and they ended up putting it in my shoulder, just underneath my collarbone, which I was happy about because they were talking about putting it into my groin. So I was like, well, groin or shoulder or neck, I don't know which one I would pick. So anyways, I ended up getting it into my shoulder. So I had two central lines going for a week. And so while they did medication on one side, I got dialysis on the other. So I got 2 rounds of dialysis in the ICU. And then they let me go, but they let me go saying that I would go home. However, my surgeon wanted to keep me so that she could fix my leg. So what's been happening with my right leg is it's been an unhealed hole appeared, and it started oozing, and my physiatrist, who's my wound care doctor, told me to just clean it out and it'll heal itself, it's so small. But then another hole appeared just down the street from there, and it started oozing, and it appeared that it was like something in the middle of the 2 holes, because if you press on in the middle of the 2 holes, stuff started coming out. So the surgeon wanted to fix that while I was in the hospital, since I was in there. So I ended up staying an extra 2 days so that she could do a couple tests. She wanted to make sure I didn't have a bone infection, so I had an MRI done, which was super painful, not because of the MRI, but laying straight for me is really difficult. I don't lay straight ever. I'm always on a bed. I'm never on a flat surface. So laying on a flat surface, my legs, my hip flexors don't go back yet because I'm always sitting. So that's why it's hard during physio for me to stand up straight, because my legs just aren't used to going that direction. So it was really painful just laying there for 40 minutes. And then I had an MRI, I had a CT scan, and then to make sure that there was nothing going on with the bone, to see if they had to do a larger surgery. And then so everything came back with nothing, so which was good. So then she ended up just opening up the wound. So now I have a 2-inch hole and about this much, like this thumb part deep, in my leg again, where where it was healing, like the suture line. And so now I have to wait for the healing process all over again. So since this was happening, I haven't been able to train on my stubbies on my right leg. So you think I haven't been going to physio, but that's not true. I've been going to physio and training on just one leg. So how do you train on one leg? Well, you stand for a couple minutes if you can, and then you sit back down. You stand for a couple minutes and you sit back down. You basically flamingo stand. At first I thought I could do this. It doesn't seem that difficult. Holy, the first day I did it, I thought I was gonna die, because when you're on both legs, it's like not as much pressure. So when you're on just one stubby, it's all pressure on one leg. And so I thought, like, I couldn't do it. Like, my buns were burning after like 5-10 seconds. And I was like, and he's like, you can do it. We have to keep our momentum going. So I did it. And then I ended up in the hospital for this ICU thing, for this drug. And so I haven't gone to physio for the last week. So I'm hoping next week when I go back to physio and start continuing my flamingo standing or dancing, whatever you want to call it, I'll do a couple of filming. I'll add to this video some footage Danny had taken like before the hole appeared, because he had taken some footage before of me walking on my stubbies. And they're still not the permanent ones because my legs keep changing size. I don't think dialysis is getting my goal weight correct. I don't know if people know how dialysis works, but you have this goal weight, which is your target weight. So mine's 55.5 kilograms. And so if I come into dialysis day and I'm 57 kilograms, then they have to take me back down to 55.5. So that's what, 1.5 kilograms off, so that they take 1.5 liters of water off. So that's why I'm on a fluid restriction, because the more fluid they have to take off, the harder it is on your heart. And plus they're taking it in a 4-hour shift, which supposedly is short. So they find that with dialysis, the longer you're on that, like the longer periods you're on dialysis, the more good it is for you. So that's how it works, but I don't think my goal weight is right. So at first they had started me at 53.5, so I've already gained 2 kilograms. But since I've left hospital, I've been eating more. I've replaced, because I can't have salt and fluids, whenever I'm thirsty I put a candy in my mouth, so I eat a lot of sugar now. So I've probably gained some weight, and plus I've been doing a lot of physio, so I'm probably gaining some muscle mass. My massage therapist tells me my buns are getting firmer. I don't know. And my arms, she can feel my arms getting stronger and everything. So, and also check out my hair. Is this not ridiculous? So I'm in this awkward stage where I'm growing out my hair because I shaved it, and like it's ridiculous when I wake up in the morning and like this part just won't go down. Even after I wash my hair, like this part just won't go down, and then it looks like I have like these crazy sideburns, which I don't, which I probably do. I don't know what to do. Everybody keeps telling me it's the awkward stage, you just have to live with it, it'll come out, it'll grow out. If you want to grow out your hair, you just have to do it. If you want a pixie haircut all the time, then you go get a haircut. But I just have to suck it up and stop whining about my hair all day long and be like, oh. But my mom keeps saying, oh, look at how healthy your hair is coming in, makes me jealous, makes me want to shave right my head. But I say it to her, you know, you're old, if you shave your hair, it might not come back. I know it's mean, but it's probably true. So that's my update for now. As long as I'm doing a positive, something positive for those people. I've gotten a lot of subscribers, and if there's something you want to know, or there's something you want to get out of this channel, or if there's something you want to get out of me, comment below, or let me know somehow, and I can see what I can do. But I really want to be able to help people out there. And you know, my friend told me she told her coworker about my channel because they were going through something similar, and they felt that my what my videos gave them was comfort. And just to let them know like how do things work, like if you want to know how things work, like how did I get a wheelchair, or how did I do this, or how did I do that, let me know. An update on our house. We've applied for a development permit. So after our, we've rezoned the property for the secondary suite, which we got. We are now onto the development permit. So we've applied for that, and we've gotten feedback back again. So we just have to revise some of our blueprints and send them back in. Hopefully it'll get approved the second time around. And then after that, we can then work on our building permit. Once we get a building permit, then we can work on an excavation permit, and that's going to be hard to get because then we have to work with NMAX and ATCO to turn off gas and power to the house and lines to the house so that we can actually excavate. We also have to get an inspector into the house before we can demolish in case there's mold or asbestos. And then we'll be ready to start building. So we're hoping to break ground by April. I am so ready for this house. But in the meantime, this living with my parents has been awesome. Having them nearby is great. Been really helpful. I can't thank them enough, so I can't really complain living here. So anyways, so that's our update. Once we start actually breaking ground, our videos will probably become more interesting to those who are building a home or wanting to build a home. But this will be my journey on not having legs. Actually, I don't mind it so far. Like I said, I was a princess before, and now I have a reason to be a princess. Anyways, hopefully this update helped all the curious minds out there make sure that I'm still alive and I'm doing well, and that more videos should be coming soon.
Aaron was faster, he had to have full ones.
If you didn't put so many half ones away, we wouldn't be in this situation.
But you have gone down pretty much about to where you were. Okay, thanks. So this is where my forearm gets work out.
Commercial for like the daring for the TV show where there's like the couple trying to move a mattress, and they're like, if you couldn't see what was happening.
Oh, you're talking about the described video ad?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love those commercials. They're hilarious.
Okay, there's none coming out the back yet.